It's haircut time. Hey guys. You know what time it is, because I just said it. But it's been a while since I got my hair cut, so I figured I would film it. But I'm going to Wendy's, and then I'm going to get a haircut. And that's it. So I'm here at Wendy's.
Hi, welcome to Wendy's.
Hello.
One spicy chicken combo, right?
Right.
Thank you. Your total is 860.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Nice day.
You too. Okay. So now I'm gonna go somewhere shady so I can sit in the car and eat.
Later.
Text that keyword to 99338 to enter for your chance to win.
All right. Time to eat. So I'm gonna get going. So I was gonna tell you this work drama that happened probably like a month or two ago, because not one but two managers got fired, and the reason for one of them is, it's pretty crazy. So he's probably 23 or 24 or something, and so I guess he had some sort of a reputation as being sort of a slut, I guess. Just because, I mean, he was, I guess, probably still is, who knows. So multiple times he would sleep with, or maybe not sleep with, but have sex with girls, I guess, at different points in time. So I think the first time he had sex with a coworker, he had just, I think he had just become manager, and he was still, I guess, in a relationship with this other girl. And then I guess she ended up quitting a while later. And then there was another one, I don't know any specifics about that one, but I think it was the third one that was the biggest, because I actually met her and had worked with her a few times, but not that many, because she would usually work in the mornings, and I would always work at night. So she's working in the cafe downstairs, and that's just a job for just one person, so she's down there by herself, and this manager comes downstairs to talk to her, and for some reason he thinks it's appropriate to talk about these dreams he's been having. And in these dreams he had been having relations with different women in our workplace, and for some reason he thought that would be an appropriate conversation to have. With someone who is beneath you in the workplace. But she said something like,
"Oh, was I in that dream?"
And he goes,
Yeah.
and then they start talking to each other and flirting or whatever. But the craziest part is she has a boyfriend who used to work at the same place. So the manager, her boyfriend, and her, they all know each other. And so at one point, maybe she was closing or something, and he like texts her to say, come to this theater. And she goes to the theater, and they end up like making out in a theater or something, which is just so gross to think about. And then this is the worst part. So the girl and her boyfriend would do this like couple thing where they call each other on the phone, and then until one of them falls asleep. But it's so awful. But one particular night, this girl decides, while she's on the phone with her boyfriend, to text this manager and tell him to come over. So he comes over, she mutes the phone, and then they fuck. So her boyfriend's on the other end of the phone snoring, and she's muted him, and she's having sex with someone else. I don't know how you could do that. All right, so the boyfriend's like not at fault. The manager and the girlfriend, like they're both did something awful. But that just like blew my mind that someone who is in a relationship and another person who is aware of that relationship could have relations with each other. I was just like so mind blown by that. Like, that was crazy to me. And then I think after they had done what they did, the girl was saying to the manager, like, don't tell so-and-so, her boyfriend, that anything happened. And then the boyfriend calls the manager and was like, did this happen? And he goes,
Yeah.
so the fact that like he could be so gutsy to do that like you not only had sex with his girlfriend, you also like admitted to it to his face. I was like, damn. I mean, people are crazy. Oh, so then he got fired. She had already quit like maybe 3 weeks earlier. So best of luck to all of them. But like, oh my god. And you know, it was kind of funny. At one point, we did actually work together, and I remember her asking me like, oh, who's your favorite manager? And I hadn't been there that long, so I couldn't really say. And then I asked like who her favorite manager was, and then she like didn't really have like an answer either, but she just like went through all the list of all the managers and was like, I don't like this person, I don't like her, I don't like him, I don't like that. And I remember clearly her saying that she didn't like the manager that she had cheated on her boyfriend with. So I don't know what's up. Anyways, I'm at the haircut place and I'm gonna go get a haircut, so I'll be right back. We're back. So now I want to go to Dairy Queen just because it's really hot out. So there's another story that I wanted to tell you, and this just happened yesterday, so it's not as juicy as the last story, but it's pretty funny because the movie theater I work at has alcohol, and that tends to attract people who drink alcohol. So that can create some problems with dealing with people under the influence of alcohol. Now this particular situation wasn't a problem. It was just pretty funny, and I'll tell you about it when I get back in the car. Okay, we're back. So, yesterday, I had to go fill up the butter bottle, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's really gross, but when you have to fill up the butter bottle, you just go to the butter station, and you just have to stand there for like 5 minutes while you wait for like a little trickle of butter to fill up a bottle like this big. But this particular time, a couple came over to get some butter on their popcorn, and so this man comes over to the popcorn, and so I move out of the way, and the woman with him has a beer in her hand, which she didn't really need, I guess. She was very, very much already drunk, and so I could tell pretty much straight away that she was under the influence, because the man's putting butter on his popcorn and she comes over to me. She's like leaning really close to me, and she asks,
What's in the butter? Is it really butter? Be honest. Tell me what's in it.
and so I was like, I'd have to look at the box because I don't know what's in it, but I know there's dairy in it, so it's not like butter, there's sort of butter. And then she's like, but what's in it? And I was like, I'd have to look at the box, I'm sorry, I don't know by heart. And then she starts telling me about how I assume it was her husband, was going to get a coronary because he always puts so much butter on the popcorn. And so she keeps going on and on about how he's gonna cut his life short by putting butter on the popcorn. And he's just kind of not listening, so he just keeps spinning that popcorn, putting butter on it. And then he finally finishes putting butter on the popcorn, and as they start to walk away, she's like, oh, thanks, have a great day. And then she turns back around, and then she gets close to me. She's like,
What was your name again?
she's looking at my name tag, and then I said, oh, it's William. And she goes,
That was my grandfather's name.
and then as she starts to walk away, she goes,
Love you.
it was just like so funny, but so like uncomfortable, because obviously that's weird to say to someone that you don't know. So it was just like, I just kind of stood there filling up the butter bottle. But other than that, I think that's all the stories that I have for now. But I'll keep you updated if I have any more good stories. But most of the time it's just like drunk rich people who have a problem with the word no. But other times it's something very dramatic, like one of your managers sleeping with multiple people in the workplace. So, I think that's all. I hope you enjoyed my haircut vlog. Yeah. Love you. Bye.